That's a weird thing to
In the
sing about
button.
this show.
We're not in the
We've got
money.
a lot of what it takes to get along.
That's right. Yes.
Absolutely.
Hello and welcome to episode number 856 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going? Bonjour, sir. To you. In your native, I'm
Merci.
speaking to you in your native tongue.
No, not at all.
No? Oh,
No.
okay. Well, darn. How's
right.
it going?
It's going well. How are you? We're all fine here.
It's going well here. Yeah.
Good.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Okay. And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Jutalu.
Zutano!
Bombo.
We didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, we didn't
I
hear
had
that.
a little
Because your microphone is set to block
pretty
out.
in.
Wait, there's a way to
noise.
set his microphone to block out noise? We would
Yeah.
never hear anything he said.
Yep,
It's
it's
true.
this button.
Right here.
Oh. Damn.
That's not the one.
That isn't the one. No. Welcome, Phil.
How you doing? You all
Good. How are you? How are you? Whoa.
You old
Whoa.
This is a
so-and-so.
family show.
Oh my goodness.
You old blankety blank.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going good.
Good.
It's a nice day
Is it?
outside. I went for a walk.
Oh,
It was good. Yeah.
we've been having some
Sounds
little
exhausting.
showers.
Yeah. Like yesterday it rained quite a bit. It rained most of the day today, but for like a 2-hour period,
Yeah.
it was actually kind of nice. So I went outside and went for a walk.
You can see the sun's coming in behind me.
I know.
I don't know if you noticed that.
I do see that.
Yeah.
I just see it's blown out though. It's like just a white glow. You could have fooled,
Yeah.
fooled
We're
me.
we're approaching the sun. We're getting a little closer to it.
We're getting closer
Here comes the sun.
every year. Yeah. Well, why don't we talk about some video game news? Why don't we just
Because
do
it's
that?
not terribly interesting.
Not really. You know, Microsoft wants to buy Blizzard and Activision,
Still?
and
Jesus, is that
I
ever
know,
gonna
still-
They're still
be
doing that, huh?
over?
still dealing with that.
Okay.
Why, I don't
Still-
understand. I still, I've never really understood why they can't. I don't understand. Like what?
Because
what's
what
the big deal?
about making it a monopoly, having them control the video game
What a
market?
monopoly!
What?
Because of buying one company?
One very influential
I mean,
big publisher. I mean, Call of Duty is I would say the largest video game franchise. Maybe
By
they'll make a
volume.
live action movie.
don't get me
on
wrong.
that sometime.
I'm generally against big companies gobbling up other big companies, but
Yeah.
like I don't understand what is so special about this situation. That's all.
It's because it's Call of Duty. I think is the reason. It's Call of Duty, and it's all of Blizzard, which is like big. Those are big franchises worldwide, right? So that's the reason why this is such a big deal. But it's probably going to end with Microsoft owning Activision Blizzard. So
Right.
let's just cut to the chase, right?
They don't want
what they
one
say?
company to have control of both Sneakers and River Raid. Because that is too much power for one company to hold.
That's right.
Yeah.
That would be too much. I was
Mhm.
thinking Pitfall and Cocteau Chojin. But you're right. Sneakers, much bigger IP than Cocteau Chojin.
Absolutely.
You remember that game?
I remember that
Sneakers?
game.
Cocteau
Cocteau
Chojin.
What Tokojin?
Kakuto Chojin.
Oh, okay.
I have to say it slow
I do.
Okay.
Vaguely
Say
remember
it
that.
because they pulled that off shelves, right? Because
Well, that was the one that had like some sort of religious chant in it or something, right?
Did, yeah. So
from the
they took
Quran,
it off
wasn't it?
shelves.
Oh, is that what it
Some
was?
Line from the
I
Quran,
think
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. The
So-
Sneakers had the same problem.
Which kind of worked out for them because otherwise everyone was going to forget about that game 5 minutes after it came out.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, let's talk about some acquisition news that definitely will go through, or has
Oh, yeah?
more likely to go through. Sega apparently going to pay
Oh.
$1 billion for Rovio,
Angry
the Angry
Flickies
Birds,
coming soon.
the Angry Birds maker. Yeah. Is Rovio like, what has Rovio done recently? Like, I know they have the Angry Birds franchise, and that apparently is worth something, but
Right.
what else they got? Nothing.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Phil said it. That's the only good thing that could possibly come out of this whole
Is,
acquisition.
Flickies.
Flicky gets added to. Oh, and also Angry Birds without microtransactions. That'd be good too. But
Well, that's never happening. You know
I
that's
know
never happening
that.
because
I
Sega
know
loves
that.
its microtransactions anyway.
yeah, Sega's the only one.
That's right. Have you seen their mobile games? They love
You know why?
microtransactions.
I don't play mobile games anymore because I'm
I
sick of
don't either.
microtransactions.
Yeah,
Ow.
I don't play any like free to download stuff. I maybe will play for an hour tops and then bounce because I know what I'm getting into, even if it's Marvel Snap. But anyway, apparently they're buying the Angry Birds people. So get ready for that Angry Birds Sonic team up.
Flicky. Phil said it. Flicky.
No, I'm not going to say Flicky.
Flicky's a perfect team up.
They're gonna that's their super game. It's not Jet Set Radio, it's not Crazy Taxi, it's Flicky, and
that would be so funny.
they must purchase Rovio to make it happen because Rovio has the whole
Cornered
birds
the market on
thing.
bird
They've
based.
Yeah.
cornered the
video
market.
games.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
they need Rovio to
Yep.
make Flicky a thing.
Yeah. It's going to be their nest egg.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Very
I
nice.
generally hate almost everything you say, but that was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. Okay, PSVR 2 owners,
Buckle
You're-
up.
All
Buckle
7 or 8 of you.
hell up. And because Walkabout Mini Golf is coming to PSVR 2 on May 11th
That's a good game I've been playing for a long time on my
on your
Quest.
Quest.
yeah.
Yes. So it's coming to PSVR 2 and they have like
Also,
also and it sounds like there will be cross platform multiplayer, so if you have it on the Quest you'll be able to play with people who are on PlayStation 5.
All right.
So we'll just have to see how all that works out, but Walkabout Mini Golf, really one of my favorite games on the Quest. Like
It
it's
is a
so
fun
much
game.
fun. Yeah, and very much you just have that sense of presence in the world playing it. I think it's one of the best games for that. But mini golf, of course, everybody knows how to play that, hopefully, and it simulates that quite well on some crazy courses, including one that is based on Labyrinth, the Jim
movie.
Henson movie. Yes,
Yes.
and there's one based on Myst as well.
the Jim Henson movie.
90s CD-ROM game from Cyan Worlds.
Is that the people
Yeah.
who made Myst?
Cyan, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and their DLC is usually priced quite well. It's like $3 for a new course. So, and if a friend has it, you can usually play. I believe you can play like multiplayer games, even if you don't own that particular
Oh.
course. You can play with a friend.
Cool.
Very
On a
nice.
course that they own. So, yes, very excited about this. This is a fantastic VR game. Comes to PSVR 2 May 11th. Walkabout Mini Golf is the name of it. All right. Let's talk about Dreams for a second here.
What is
Dreams.
Dreams? I saw this
So-
on the thing, and I don't know what Dreams
You don't know
is.
Dreams?
Like
Media
last,
Molecule made
like
a
ones we
game.
had
Oh, that
recently.
game. Okay. No, I remember this now. I thought that might be it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Media Molecules game where you make games.
Right.
And I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff that comes out that people make in Dreams. It's oftentimes very impressive.
You can do
I,
some
of
crazy
course,
stuff with that.
can never do anything that impressive in Dreams.
Yeah.
They did add some sort of like game templates over the last couple years where you can go in and just like, here's a shooter game, like here's a side-scrolling shooter. You can adjust the levels any way that you want. And that has actually been a lot easier for me to pick up and make something with. But yeah, people make some great stuff in Dreams. Anyway, they are ending support for Dreams in September, unfortunately. So the community that they have built around making games, and they've often had like events and like a yearly awards ceremony for creators who've made great stuff in Dreams. Like they're going to cease doing that.
Is there
Oh,
like a successor?
No, their official statement says that they're ending support for Dreams so they can work on their next title.
Oh.
But they
What,
have not specified what that
Have they said when they're stopping service?
Yes,
September.
you already said that.
Oh, okay, September. So it is
I'm barely paying attention, and I knew CJ said that.
okay. So about
Yeah.
5 months or so
Yeah.
is our dream drop distance.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Wow.
What?
Is that a Kingdom Hearts reference?
No, we're talking about dreams.
I was gonna say
Media
you got that
molecule.
Kingdom Hearts question last week, and now you think you know Kingdom Hearts, so you can
I
just
know all
name
about-
check Dream Drop
Let me tell you
Distance.
this. Sora uses a Keyblade.
Oh yeah. But anyway,
What hockey game are you watching there, Greg?
I am watching the Women's World Championship gold medal game between Canada and the United States.
Who's winning?
Canada 3-2.
as
Okay.
expected, how many of the people
No,
on the
not
U.S.
as
team
expected.
are Canadians?
No. These are national teams. All
Okay.
the women on the American team are Americans.
That's how it
Oh,
works.
Huh.
It's a close game.
I see.
I can see the
Always a close
reflection
game between these two teams.
in your Sega
you're
case.
technically rebroadcasting it right now.
Yeah,
don't
this is. Do you have express written permission?
No.
From the
Yeah.
global hockey.
Well, at least the image is reversed, so YouTube won't pick it up. Back there.
It's in a tiny window. It's reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
The audio.
whatever
That's,
on YouTube.
That's the way I want to watch
Fine.
my sports.
that's how I watch all my bootleg
What-
anime.
1/3 of
yeah.
the screen. Not
Yeah.
even 1/3 of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what were we talking about? Anyway, Dreams. Yes. So it had been
Yes.
rumored that, maybe there'd be a PC port of Dreams,
Oh.
or that because the game does support PSVR 1, that there'd be a PSVR 2 version for Dreams. Unfortunately, none of that is happening. So yeah, they're doing like a couple more updates up until the September shut off point, and then it is the end of your Dreams
Oh,
in September.
wow.
Yeah. The community will live on, but they will not officially support.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Nintendo Live, which is an event. Nintendo announced that they will
thought it
be
was a
holding
service.
in Seattle in September. So after
Mm.
PAX, I would assume. Yeah.
Sure.
And you can the promo shots for this have the whole family getting down with some Nintendo games, and it looks like I'll be avoiding that entirely.
Oh my god.
Because I don't know if you guys have the same opinion. My favorite Nintendo booths are the ones that you can get to before the doors of E3 open,
Oh,
or before PAX opens.
you don't have
the
a press
door.
pass
Use-
anymore?
Use your media badge to get in there and look around. Without that, you may as well not even bother. But I'm sure it'll be fine. So they're going to have stage events and all kinds of stuff. Maybe they'll even do like a Treehouse Live thing. That'd be fun if they turned this into like a mini E3. Like we're going to do the Treehouse Live stuff that we normally do there from Nintendo Live. I think that'd be fun. So let's hope
that would
they
be
do
cool.
something
And
like that.
and that means that we could take it all in without having to be there. So even better.
Yeah, even better, indeed. All right. Sony did a state of play last week for the Final Fantasy 16 gameplay walkthrough that they did. It's about 20-minute long presentation. I know you guys love Final Fantasy.
You know, well, no, I'm going to say, so I'm going to get my like grumpy old man hashtag not my Final
Uh-oh.
Fantasy out of the way first.
Uh-oh.
But it looks really good. I have to say, it looks really good. And I mean, it's, you know, not a turn-based RPG anymore. That's fine. I don't feel like Final Fantasy has been for quite a while now, but I loved that they focused a lot of time, because I'm watching it. I'm like, you know, this looks like a good action game. I still do like the Final Fantasy franchise, and I just haven't really played many of them for quite a while now. But I love that they spent a lot of time in that direct or whatever state of play. Sorry, I'm Nintendo, talking about how accessible they're making this, because the action looks fantastic. But as I'm watching, it's like, holy crap, I will never be good at this.
Yeah,
like there's so much going on all the time. And anyway, yeah, like he spent a lot of time talking about these different items you could, what are they called, the timely items that you can actually equip. So you know, there's not necessarily just an easy mode, although there is that too. There's like story focused mode where all the timely accessories are equipped from the start, from what I understood. But you can also just equip the ones you want. So it's like, you know, if it does sort of like an auto parry, or I think there's a setup where you can use one button for all your attacks, and it'll just sort of vary up those attacks. So not only have they included a story mode, which is kind of what I was hoping to hear him say, but it looks like they've actually made it so you can really customize that element of the game too. So as soon as he'd gone through all that, and you know, I was like, okay, now I'm more interested. And then it just kept looking more and more cool as the state of play went on.
it looks great. Combat looks great. It's fun to watch. Like,
Yeah,
it looks so cinematic.
yeah, like the summons and everything seem to actually be more like mini games. The summon battles, like one of them looked almost like there was Phoenix fighting Bahamut near the end there, and it almost looked kind of like a Panzer Dragoon 3D shooter.
Oh, really?
Happening, and like there was a sort of a wrestling match happening with like Ifrit, and I don't know who the other character was, but either way, yeah. And the other thing that I was really appreciating with this, and I sent a message to a buddy of mine because he was saying that it looks really good, you should watch it, is like it looks like they're sort of toning down the cringe from, you know, like the type of stuff that we saw in like Stranger of Paradise, or that one where there was that boy band driving around the countryside.
That was
Like,
Final Fantasy 15.
I know it was. I'm just kidding. I'm mostly saying that to get a rise out of one particular person. But
okay.
yeah, like Stranger of Paradise, and that sort of all the foolishness and cringiness around that. Like it seems like they're not going for that here.
That's
which
good.
I like. So yeah. Overall, I think I might play this Final Fantasy. Like I'm actually really excited about it, and it's the first time in a long time I've been excited about a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I'm interested in at least watching a couple streams of people playing it to see what it looks like. And if they do a demo, I'd definitely give that a shot as well, which is more than I can say about Final Fantasies, most of the modern Final Fantasies of the past 10 years at least. So
a friend of mine was saying that apparently there's a decent number of people who worked on Devil May Cry on this team.
Oh, really?
Which
I'm not shocked by that
now. Yeah, I see it. Right.
Yeah.
No,
Indeed.
anyway, it looked really good. I totally went into it expecting to be like grumpy old man. Final Fantasy is not for me anymore. And then by the end, it was like, I think I might pick this up.
Well, and you liked the 7 remake. So,
I did like the 7 remake a lot.
Yeah. Which I still have not really toyed around with.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get to the big story from last week. No. Earlier in the day.
Hang on, I got to get my grumpy old man face right.
Oh shit. Earlier in the day, before the Final Fantasy 16 State of Play, Nintendo revealed the final trailer for The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, how many times have you watched this trailer, Phil and Greg? 'Cause for
Combined?
me, I think I've watched it like at least a half dozen times at this point.
I watched it once.
Yeah, same, but not because I didn't like it.
Once.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, it looked
It
looked
looks
very
really
good.
Yeah.
It does look really good. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember the 2017 presentation trailer that
Nope.
they did for
Like
Breath of the Wild.
yesterday.
It was so hype.
Like it was 6 years ago.
One of the best trailers, that 2017 Breath of the Wild trailer. I think they've surpassed it with this final Tears of the Kingdom trailer. Although it follows a very similar template where it sort of starts with the nature vistas and everything, and then gets shows Link and kind of gets you hyped with a bunch of action scenes. They do this sort of thing where they have like a bit of a rising action, and then they bring it back down. You see Zelda sitting by herself, and then they like bring it up again. Oh, there's Ganondorf and all this cool stuff, and then they bring it down again. Like it's a bit of a roller coaster, like showing you all these things that were not in Breath of the Wild. And I loved it for that. I think it works exceedingly well. It is like a distillation of everything that worked in that January 2017 trailer for Breath of the Wild, but amped up for Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm very excited about the game.
I have to say I was really, really excited when Ganondorf made an appearance. 'Cause
Yes,
he looks
Oh,
very
everyone's
similar to
excited
his
about that.
Ocarina of Time version, which
Mhm.
is my favorite design of that character. So
absolutely.
yeah, I was pretty pumped about that, I have to say.
Pretty pumped about that. And we know he's a voiced character. Matthew Mercer is voicing Ganondorf. So we know there'll be at least a couple cinematics, hopefully more than Breath of the Wild had with most
Maybe a story.
characters. Yeah. Then he'll be talking a bunch, hopefully. Yeah. Should be good. No, but I loved this trailer. I thought it was great. And
Yeah, it looks
I've
good.
watched it several times, and I've watched reaction videos and stuff. The reaction videos are fun to watch because during the 3 parts of the trailer where they're like quick showing you montages of cool shit, it's just everybody going, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like it's great. I loved it. Anyway,
Okay.
CJ discovering reaction videos for the
I was
first
gonna
time.
say,
well, here's the thing with that. I'm sure you've seen like the fakey reaction videos.
That's pretty much all of them, right?
That's pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
yeah, we were there's a series that the group that I play board games with, we sort of sit down and watch every week. The Corridor Crew, where they do reactions, but it's not reacting to videos. That they'll generally bring in like a stunt man, and he sits on a couch, and then they pick like a few different stunt clips from different movies that their fans have asked them to look at and sort of break down. And it's actually really cool. They do really good stuff. But there's one guy on that crew, Ren is his name, and he's just leaned into the full on like YouTube face reaction thing, and it just I mentioned when we were watching one last night, he's like, I'm really over that. I really am. Like, anyway.
I'm over it too, for the most part. But when it comes to Nintendo stuff, and especially a game that is as big as Zelda, that has like a rabid fan base, it's still fun to watch some of that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I mean the stuff like Smash Brothers reaction videos that I can't connect with, or like Farming Simulator.
Sure.
2020, like I can't connect with those, but Tears of the Kingdom I can connect with that. So yeah, very exciting stuff. I'm very excited about this game, and it comes out in less than a month. So
Is this a Switch game?
it's also coming to Wii U.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I might just get the Switch one.
Yeah. Okay.
I play my Switch more these days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see. All right then, and that was the news. So I guess that means it's
We
time
should
for
we
what
should
you've
get a
been playing.
jingle for that.
When the news breaks, we
should.
fix it.
No, we should. It's true. So let's get on to what you've been playing. I'll go first.
Oh,
I've been replaying Breath of the Wild in part
Jesus.
because of the
oh my
Tears of the
goodness!
Kingdom trailer. I went back to it.
You're gonna be sick of Zelda by the time the new game comes out.
I don't think so, though. I don't think
Okay.
so. I have been revisiting Breath of the Wild, and I took down the first divine beast, Varuta, the Zora Kingdom
Oh, right. That was the thing we got instead of
Fine.
dungeons, right?
beast. That was the thing we got instead of dungeons. Which
right.
Tears of the Kingdom trailer, that building coming out of the like rising up out of the sand, is that going to be a dungeon?
I hope so. That was actually
Hope
one of
so,
the things
too.
that I meant to say about that trailer too that I did really like is that watching it made me feel like there might be dungeons in this
Yeah.
game,
I'm hoping.
which is what I want. So
I want that as well because divine beasts not
sucked.
they're not the same. They are just not the same. The Varuta dungeon, I had forgotten about the whole adjusting the trunk of the elephant. And at one point in that dungeon, you actually have to adjust that for some puzzle solving, but it never really like says, "Oh, hey, you have to go into this map screen and adjust the angle of the trunk in order to get the water to fall and get these gears moving." So I had to watch a walkthrough video. Watched it up to the point where they went into the map and adjusted the angle. I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." So there you go. But anyway, yeah, it's not those divine beasts, not quite the same. Also, I really hope they've streamlined cooking. Cooking
I can
and
think of a
making
way to streamline it.
elixirs. Take it out.
There you go. Just let me
No,
find
I mean,
potions.
I wish there was something where, okay, if I've made the thing once and I have the ingredients to make it again, just let me select it out of a menu
yes.
to make it
Or just
instead
let me
of
get potions.
going through all the ingredients that I have and having to be like, okay, which one is this again? Which key swing do I need for this?
See, you're killing it.
And-
I was excited about this game because of the trailer, and now you're reminding me of all the reasons that I'm still worried about it.
Yeah, I really hope they have streamlined cooking and crafting and making elixirs and stuff, because I just had to make an elixir in order to get into the Gerudo town because it's too hot in the desert. I needed an elixir that would cool me down. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, for elixirs, you have to mix bugs with monster parts. And it's like the inventory dumps all of your like food items, your like any minerals or ore that you found, any monster parts, all that stuff into one menu. So you don't really, and you can't sort it. So you don't know like where everything is. Anyway, it's very time consuming, and I hope they've streamlined it. The other thing, climbing the sides of mountains sucks.
Yep.
Well, now you
Stamina
can warp through
system.
ceilings.
I feel like I've said this like a million times.
It's
But you
You
know what?
know-
You know what's better than that? When you're halfway up a mountain and it rains.
Ooh.
well, that's very true. That is very true. Yeah. Hopefully they've addressed that. I mean, already the ascend power that they have looks to cut some of that stuff down, but we'll see how it goes.
In a second here, CJ is going to be complaining about how the weapons always break on him.
I was gonna say CJ was all excited
No,
about this
actually-
game, and now he's just telling us all the reasons he's not gonna like it.
Actually, I have not minded the weapon durability thing. That has not been that much of an issue for me. Yeah. But I'm glad that they have the combining weapons thing in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm glad they're improving it just a little bit.
You know, I will
Uh,
say, in
Yeah.
all seriousness, and I know it's kind of, in all seriousness, with the weapon combining stuff, sure, that's great. I really hate that all they're doing is gluing two models together when you do stuff like that.
Hmm.
I just like it looks so stupid in my opinion.
Exactly.
Like
I'm totally
I
there
would
for
much
it.
rather that it was just
I
like a
want it
new
to look
cool
stupid.
looking model or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's like, what was it, like the
No.
shield and then the mushroom glued onto it? It's like, oh,
Yes.
this looks
Yes.
so dumb.
I know. It's great.
Oh my
Ugh.
goodness.
Yes. I am there for it. Yeah, what did in the new trailer they had a shield that had a big old ruby on it, or maybe it was a sword.
Yeah.
At one point you attach a what looks like a missile to your shield and Link goes like up in the air as like a rocket.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you go up.
Yes.
Kind of very Super Mario Brothers 2-esque on that with the rocket ship. Anyway,
Oh, that you can pull up sometimes in some of the levels.
you can pull up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
In that ice world.
Right.
But anyway, man, I wish I had my old Breath of the Wild save where everything was completed and I could just run around the world.
Why don't you have it?
And because I started a new game in like 2018 and it only has one save file. You can't go back to a completed save.
Yeah, and I miss the days when we could have multiple save files.
Yeah, really.
I know. Well, hopefully Tears of the Kingdom will have that too. Like while we're checking off things they can improve, how about that? Multiple saves. That'd be nice.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to Tears of the Kingdom, and we'll probably still inch my way through Breath of the Wild a little more.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But more importantly, Advance Wars is coming out really soon.
It comes out this week.
I'm super excited about that.
Comes out this Friday. Yeah. That is exciting. I have not pre-purchased that one yet. I think I already have too much to play, and I think I'm going to wait on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I have 6 Final Fantasy games coming out on Friday or Wednesday, something like that.
Does anyone know? Actually, I'm going to put this out to our listeners. CJ's useless when I ask him about this stuff, and I don't care to look it up myself. But does anyone know if they're going to update the Steam versions of those Final Fantasy remakes to include this like ×4? I call it a hack, update, patch, whatever option.
Because they have experience boosters.
I would like
they
that.
Haven't said.
I would like that.
I would like that too. They have not said. All right. I played some God of War Ragnarok. I put on my motion sickness bracelet. And played. Had some electricity rolling through my wrist and played some God of War Ragnarok, and which definitely would have given me motion sickness if I took that wristband off. In fact, like with the seasickness band on, I still had a headache at the end. So yeah, even with all the accessibility camera shake stuff off in cinematics, it still does it. So it doesn't. It doesn't matter. If
it doesn't turn stuff off in cinematics. Oh, okay.
No, it doesn't. And
that's too bad.
That's where it really makes me nauseous. So hey, it's a game that I would have to play with the seasickness band on if I want to continue playing it. But seemed good. I got my dual blades out, and
that was when the first God of War got really great. You got those
wrecking
blades.
some fools with that. Yep. So we'll see. I only booted it up to see if I could play it without throwing up, to be honest. But all right. And then I downloaded the demo for Wild Frost. And you may be asking yourself,
what is Wild Frost?
CJ, what is Wild Frost? It is
Yeah.
It is a tactical roguelike deck builder.
Oh, never mind. I hated all 3 words you said there. 4 words.
I figured that you would. However, it's got like this really awesome cartoony art style. It looks real nice. I would say almost Adventure Timey, maybe, but then again, I didn't really watch a whole ton of Adventure Time, so maybe I'm off on that. But yeah, it is a deck building game, and I actually kind of had a lot of fun with it.
Mm.
You you place character cards and partner cards up on one side, and then you attack the opponents that appear on the other. And you can do things like freeze their moves, and you can power up your attacks with little charms that add secondary effects to them. You can uncover new partner characters. Like I put playing the demo, and it's just very charming. It's got this very charming presentation style to it, very cartoony, very polished, and the soundtrack's not bad either. So played a little bit of Wild Frost. The demo is on Switch, and I am not usually the type of gamer that enjoys tactical roguelike deck builders. In fact, like any of those, well, definitely deck builder, I am not interested in. But the presentation style actually got me interested. It's a much more simplistic style than most games that are deck builders. So I enjoyed that
Cool
aspect of it the most.
Well, all right.
Yeah. And it just came out on Steam and Switch, and I think it's on other things too. But there's a demo on Switch, and very much worth playing. I think actually, Phil, you might like it. Although you probably don't like deck building games.
I was watching the trailer while you were talking about it.
And you have no interest?
I'm very glad you're enthused about it.
All right.
I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Just
it's wonderful.
Just not for you.
I'm sure I would dig it for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But hey, man, there's the demo.
There is a demo. Yeah.
There's the demo. I maybe
I haven't hit the end of the demo yet. So yeah.
Well, there you go.
Played it for at least an hour and a half.
Oh.
So anyway, that's what I've been playing. So we can move along to Greg.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Again?
I'm not playing anything this week. Nope.
No
new.
things?
No things.
You've definitely been playing some games on stream.
What have I played on? Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Shining Force, and I don't have really much to say about that, though. Shining Force and Eco Quest, and I played Snake's Revenge.
Oh, really?
NES game, Snake's Revenge. Yeah.
My goodness.
I remember not hating that game.
Yeah.
Back when it was new.
Mm-hmm.
I remember renting that with my friend Dave, and we actually finished it. We played through the whole thing.
Oh.
And I feel like it gets sort of an inordinate amount of hate in a world now where everyone I guess in like North American gamers know who Hideo Kojima is, because we didn't. Most of us didn't back then. I mean, you played the first Metal Gear. We didn't know that was a bad version of Metal Gear or anything like that.
Well, yeah, of course.
And we didn't know that he had nothing to do with Snake's Revenge, because I mean, it was the age of oddball sequels. I mean, actually Snake's Revenge was much closer to Metal Gear than a lot of those other, like Zelda 2 and Mario Brothers 2 and everything were too. Their original games. But anyway, yeah, I was playing it on Thursday. Oh my god, that game is hard. Like, it's ridiculously hard.
Really?
Yeah, like I get where the hate comes from, even if it's not based on, it's not a real Metal Gear game. Like, it is just unapologetically difficult right from the start. You get thrown into so many situations in the first couple of screens where there's no way to avoid being seen, basically, because like you'll walk in like the third screen, and these dudes in like hovercrafts will just float in from, I mean, they float in from the same place every time, but there's no way you'd know that the first time you were playing. And they see you, and then like here you are with no ammo, no way to heal yourself, very short life bar, getting attacked on all sides by gun-toting enemies. So yeah, it was it I don't know, maybe in this Souls world people would like that, but it is a challenge. It was a bigger challenge than I remembered it being. It actually gets a little easier later into it for the most part. But I found that there was a lot of farming items as well, where you would, go into a room where there were rations, and then you just leave the room and go back and leave the room and go back over and over again. And that was kind of the way they wanted you to play, so that you get into these sections where you desperately needed resources, and they were so stingy and so hard to come by, but they would respawn wherever you found them. So you just have to keep doing that, or running back to rooms where you found other items. So overall, yeah, not a great experience, but it was interesting to pick it up and play it again after 40 years or however long it's been. But yeah, that's really it. Otherwise, I haven't been playing anything new. Haven't been playing anything more modern. Just working on some projects. So,
nice. See,
Yeah.
But you're looking forward to the Final
Advance
Fantasy
Wars.
Pixel remasters and Advance Wars this
Well, I
week.
have the first Pixel remaster, but I'm kind of sitting on it for now because I want to see if they're going to add that perk.
Right.
Yeah. If they do, then yes, I do want to start diving into that. But I'm really excited for Reboot Camp.
Yeah.
I want to grab that and just have that on my Switch, and then it's almost time to play Zelda. So
That is true.
Dang right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, Phil,
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
Well, like Greg, I'm looking forward to Advance Wars. Really excited about kind of this tactical game. But in the meantime, I've been playing some roguelike and deck building games this week.
Now I know you're lying.
Well, I've been playing Dead Cells,
Oh, well, that's
and
a
I've been
roguelike.
playing Mega Man Battle Network.
I guess that is a deck building game of sorts.
So,
So you're not
hypocrisy?
lying. There you go.
That's
See,
what I've
this is
been
why
playing.
you should try Wild Frost.
I guess.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Boy, oh boy, I have fallen down a Dead Cells hole. I've been playing that just nonstop this week. And my goodness, I know nobody's on Twitter anymore, but I posted it to Twitter earlier today. I did a complete successful run on the Steam version of Dead
Oh.
Cells today, so I'm very proud of that.
Wow. All right.
Yes, this is only the second time I've had a complete successful, like, full run of the game. I did it once on the Xbox a while ago, and then I finally did it on the Steam today. So I'm very pleased with myself. But other than that, yeah, the Mega Man Battle Network collection came out. So of course I picked that up because I do really enjoy those games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they are kind of a light deck building game because you have your chips that you're collecting,
Right.
and there's all
But
sorts
it's
of
Mega
rule.
Man.
Huh?
But it's Mega Man.
But
So
it is
like
Mega Man. Well,
this one.
it's Mega Man, so you have, but this one is like an RPG, so you have a stories going throughout it. You have funky looking robot masters you fight and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I'm like I said, we talked about this last week a bit. I do enjoy the Battle Network games. I haven't played them in forever, but I did have a good time with them back during the GBA days into the DS as well. The collection, I don't want to say mixed bag because we're not supposed to. It's kind of a mixed bag.
Oh yeah.
Why aren't we supposed to?
Well, because it's one of those empty,
None of it's true.
one of those
Yeah,
banned
no, it's true.
phrases from the Ziff Davis magazines.
I
you know?
don't recall us banning
I don't
mixed
remember us
bag.
banning that.
Really? You
No,
couldn't?
yeah, I don't think so.
Really? Because mixed bag is a terrible thing to say in a review.
None of it's true.
Not if you
Well,
explain what the mixed
Yeah.
bag
I
bag
guess.
Just
is.
say it and don't give
after
it
it.
context. Sure,
It's not
but
like Gamers rejoice, or
Yeah.
fans of Mega Man Battle Network rejoice.
So they, and there's kind of the petty stuff.
Mhm.
Ugly font. There's an ugly font.
Oh,
It's got that
Speaking of
ugly
Final
like-
Fantasy remakes.
that can
Yeah.
ruin a game.
well, and
Honestly,
because
that
you
can
have
ruin your enjoyment.
because the visuals
it's-
are not upgraded at all.
Yes.
It looks like a GBA game. Boom, real big up on your TV. But they did make a nicer looking in the biggest air quotes you can find. A more modern font, and it just looks ugly,
Mm.
and it looks really sloppy too. And I saw John Riccardi was pointing this out online as well, where it's like simple stuff like not having a space after a comma in sentences, and it's just it
shit.
looks ugly.
Mm.
It also it has borders, as you would expect, but you
Borders on
can't
the
turn-
side.
Yes, on the sides.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you can shrink the screen size.
Right.
I think there's like maybe 4 size settings, so you have borders, no matter what size you have, but you can't turn the borders off.
Oh,
And by turn the borders off, I don't mean like stretch the image, because that
you
would be
mean have
horrible.
it black instead of a design.
Yes. So you
Yeah.
always have, Mega Man artwork on the side, which looks lovely, but also I don't want, as much as I like Mega Man, I don't want him burned into my TV screen.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm nervous about playing that game for extended periods of time.
Ah, yes.
So, but also, they're fun games, and they have a cheat mode
Oh, okay.
akin to like the 4 times Final Fantasy experience.
Nice.
So the way you guys haven't played these games, right?
I played the first one when it came out.
Okay.
Like,
I played.
I played
the
it
first
enough
two,
to
yeah.
to realize like it's a good game, but it's not my kind of game.
But not in the bag. No, I get it.
It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
The way the battles in this game work is when you encounter an enemy, and it's usually random encounter type stuff. When you go into battle, you can select your chips that you bring into battle. This is your deck building part. And the chips are, each contain like a powerful attack. You want to be attacking with these special chip abilities, because that's how you're going to actually damage your enemies. You can use your little Mega Buster, pew pew pew, the little pea shooter, which does minimal damage. I think it's like knock off one hit point per shot.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of while you're waiting for meters to recharge, you can whittle them down a bit, but you're certainly meant to use the chips. But what they did with these games, and you can turn it on and off at will. If you're having trouble getting past a boss fight or something, you can basically turn on an option to like supercharge your little pea shooter gun. So like one shot from that will pretty much kill any non-boss enemy with one hit. So you can just plow straight through.
Does that
any
take
of the
away?
What's that?
How often have you used that so far, or have you used it?
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
Oh, okay.
Again,
So you like this form of cheating?
I mean, I like the Final Fantasy form of cheating too.
Well, yeah.
I'm all
Well,
for it.
When they added a similar thing to Final Fantasy 9, I haven't liked that, where it was just like you can one shot anything and end any battle in one go. I didn't like that. Kind of takes the challenge away.
Here's
Well,
the
I don't
thing.
know, but
I don't
does it
know.
take the challenge? I mean, 4 times experience kind of takes the challenge away too.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah.
I already beat
but
these
yeah.
games.
yeah, that's
I beat
kind of
these
my
games
thing.
like 20
Although
years
I
ago.
will say I'm not a big fan of like the one shot kill all the time, because I do feel
Yeah.
like that goes further than I want it to.
Yeah.
Not that I
Yeah.
want to be challenged more or anything, but it just feels like it's way too anticlimactic.
Too
at that
much.
Point.
Yeah.
But again, you can turn it on and off at will. whenever you
good.
want. So it's a nice way to kind of breeze through the game and just sort of relive the story
Yeah.
and without
dig
having
that.
to
It's like a Game Genie
work.
code.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You know what? They also, this was kind of weird. This is not, I don't know if I've seen this in a game before. When you start it up, it gives you one of those, like when Warner Brothers releases old Looney Tunes cartoons, and there's like some, like racist stuff in there.
There's some bad stuff in there.
You get one of those, like, the cultural depictions in this game are not exactly great.
Right.
There's you get that warning when you load that up.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and
I wonder why. Wonder
what's
what
the reference?
I didn't remember this, but people are posting clips online. There's some culturally insensitive bits in a couple of those games.
Oh no.
There's some kind of stuff that is fairly racist. So not a lot, but enough to kind of make you go, oh,
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Oh,
that's a little racist.
That's not. Surely we knew better in like the early.
I tell you, you go back and look at media from the early 2000s, and it's not about knowing better. It was about what was considered acceptable, and there was a lot more considered acceptable 20 years ago.
It was like, oh boy, I
go watch American Pie.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I kind of pushed those into the back of my mind low these many years, but yeah. So instead of changing some of that dialogue or taking some of that stuff out, they just decided to throw one of those little warnings up at the beginning, which
I think that's I don't know. I don't have a problem with them handling it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't really have a problem with them handling it in the form of, because I know with there was a kerfuffle recently about the Resident Evil 4 remake, because I think they changed some lines, especially when it came to the president's daughter.
Okay.
That people were up in arms about. There were some stupid throwaway, like horny lines.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure added a lot to the story, but an
important part of the character.
Yeah. So,
but yes. So that was interesting to see. Like I said, I don't know if I've seen that sort of thing in a video game before, but here we are.
I have no idea. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that before either.
We have a precedent for when they do a big Custer's Revenge collection.
Oh
boy.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. So not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
Just, gearing up for Zelda.
For the big May releases, including Humanity. Wars. Obviously, you're clearing your schedule to play Humanity in May. So,
well, I mean, that's the big one.
It's the biggest release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that new Star Wars game is coming out. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. 2K Drive comes out.
Yeah. Doesn't that come out like the week after Zelda?
Yes.
That seems like a bad time to release.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It seems like a bad time to release just about anything, but
true.
But I don't know.
Alrighty. Well,
yeah.
If that's all of what we've been playing, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
A tweet. A tweet. They're gonna get a little one more time for me. A tweet.
All right, listener Ben has a question for us. He says, "What was the first game that you ever got truly hooked? As in, you couldn't put it down / replayed it over and over." It was Final Fantasy VIII for me. What was a game that you couldn't put down?
I would say probably Final Fantasy 2/4. I didn't play it over and over again, but when
Yeah.
we my buddy Dave and I rented that, and I mean we loved it right from the word go, and we didn't sleep until we finished it because it was a weekend rental. Yeah, so just that's the first time I really remember that happening. There were certainly games before that I was like, I sort of thought about all the time and really wanted to get back to playing and everything, but that was the first time I remember just not putting it down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say because it's like, certainly I got hooked on like old Atari games back in the day.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I'd play a crap ton of Pitfall or even that terrible version of Pac-Man. I played that
I
constantly.
loved that version of Pac-Man.
That's the thing too, right?
It's not good.
No,
It's terrible.
but it was a version of Pac-Man I could play in my living room.
Absolutely.
So, and NES hit. You got, the original Super Mario Brothers, Mario 2. I was super hooked on.
Yeah.
But like, if we want to talk about just like sitting down and I couldn't pull myself away from it
Right.
for hours at a time, like Lunar 2, I think.
Really?
Lunar 2, I played that. I had a solid 12-hour session of Lunar 2 where I just sat down and started playing it in the early afternoon and stopped, well past midnight. Because I was just, it's Lunar. I love the first one, and I was super into the second one. So
Yeah. This is where I mentioned Clay Fighter again. Only to say it wasn't Clay Fighter. I would say Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo was that game for me. I played it so much that my thumb got like a clicking, like it would always click.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it still kind of does it even today.
Oh my goodness.
But so the doctor, I went to the doctor for it because it was that bad where it just always was hurting and clicked. The diagnosis was that I should stop playing as much Street Fighter 2 as I was.
Wow.
So,
his mom threatened to listen to Two Live Crew with him again.
yeah.
You know what you needed,
Street
CJ?
Fighter 2, yeah.
One of those Turbo Touch controllers where your thumb just glides right over.
God. Turbo Touch
Yeah.
260s. Those things
Yeah.
are
I have
awful.
Turbo Touch controller
Well,
for the
it's so
NES.
bad.
Yeah,
You needed a Super Nintendo version.
I did. You're right.
Alleviate
I don't
that
think that would
stress.
have helped me.
Get yourself one of those neoprene gloves.
Oh yeah, gamer
Had like
glove.
the Batman logo on it. Absolutely.
I'm sure I can still find one of those on eBay.
Oh, sure.
From
Yeah.
Kenneco.
Yeah,
Uh,
Street Fighter 2 definitely. And then when Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting came out on the Super Nintendo, I played just as much of that as I did the original. Although I took breaks. I took more breaks, so I didn't get
disobeying your doctor's orders.
Nintendo thumb from that. Yeah. All right. Let's do this toot from Hacker Alias Annie Day now, who asks, after much deliberation, today I ordered a base model Steam Deck along with an upgraded, faster 1 terabyte hard drive from Amazon that I'll install myself. Hopefully, I will swim and not sink with this project. Have you ever taken on a tinkering project you weren't sure you can do? Was it worth it? And thanks for everything you do. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
We, in the late 90s, two of my roommates and I learned how easy it was to mod your Saturn so that it would play. How relatively easy it was to mod your
Right.
Saturn so that you could play imports.
Yeah.
And what it entailed was somewhere on the circuit board, there were like, I think, 8 solder points or maybe 6 or something.
Yeah.
And I think there were 8. And which of those were connected, in layman's terms, that's what denoted the region the system was. So what you had to do was go in and basically you could solder in like you solder wires to those points and connect those to like a switch, and then you could connect or disconnect those. You're bypassing them basically for years. And in fact, I think it's the Saturn that's sitting right here. I had a Saturn where the battery door where you would put the MPEG card if you ever bought one, it was off, and there was just a blue switch with 4 rocker switches on it, and that was like if the 2 outside ones were on, then the system was set to the North American region, and if they were off and the 2 inside ones were on, then they would play Japanese games. Anyway, we decided we could do this. None of us had ever soldered before. So we borrowed a gun and we got the solder and we opened up our systems and broke those connections, which, by the way, once you've broken those, obviously it wasn't going to work at all if you didn't get the switch connected.
Yeah.
And I remember I think we had successfully done one of them, and another roommate that I had happened to come home and ask what we were doing, and we told him, and he goes, "Oh, are you using a heatsink?" And we were all like, "What's a heatsink?"
Uh-oh.
So weirdly enough, though, 2 of our systems did survive it. One of them didn't.
Oh dear.
And it wasn't mine, thank God. But yeah, we modded our Saturns. We had no clue how any of that stuff worked.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my. Nowadays, no, I will not. I'll pay someone to do stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No. No, I never did anything that crazy.
Me
Because
neither.
I knew I would mess it up.
Yeah.
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 Otherwise,
Nintendo systems like have ground out the little tabs in the cartridge slot, so you could.
Yeah, that's
that stuff's easy.
That's the most I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take
I
a
opened
Super
up-
Nintendo and a pair of pliers, and you rip out the
pull out those
plastic
tabs. Yeah.
Snap those off.
Done.
I did
Like a surgeon.
I did open up an N64 and melt away the little tabs inside to prevent you from
Right.
putting a Japanese game in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the extent of my tinkering.
Yeah, I never did a Switch on my Saturn either. In
I paid
part because
someone
I
to
was
do
worried
that.
I would screw that up because
Gotta
I'm
check and see if
not
this is
handy
better.
with stuff like that.
I think CJ.
You should see the install I did for our Nest thermostat in Atlanta, and then you will know why I don't do anything handy. Yeah.
I think I paid the Cyberzone fellow to mod my Saturn.
That. Yep. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
there
it
it
is.
is. Okay.
Greg's
Wow,
got
There's
his-
the Switch.
Oh, look
Switch
at
is
that.
hanging out of the back of that
Oh, yeah.
Saturn, too.
Yeah, that's like an umbilical
not
cord.
pretty. No, I mean,
Yeah.
we could barely,
is.
it was lucky that it worked. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was- that's the Switch.
my
that we soldered
Saturn
on 30 years ago.
my Saturn, which I like I said, I paid a dude at an import shop.
Yeah.
He did actually went so far as to actually carve a little hole in the side of the
Yeah.
case and mounted
Most
the
good
switch.
modders will do that.
Yeah. So it looked nice. It looked professional,
Yeah.
but
You
Yeah.
would not be able to do that yourself.
oh, certainly not.
But
I mean,
hey,
I
if
would
you
have
got
been
some
able to-
wire and some electrical tape. You can do that yourself.
I wouldn't have been able to do that
Hmm.
even.
Yeah, I used
Oh.
the good old fashioned swap trick on the PlayStation to play
Oh,
never
yes.
ever did
these
that.
games. You could take like that little like clay that you use to like stick posters up in your
Yeah.
bedroom back in the day. You
Yeah,
can
a
use
little poster tack.
yeah, the poster tack stuff held that little sensor that on the PlayStation 1 that would tell if the door was open or closed.
Right.
Hold that down real nice
Mm,
so you could do the swap trick.
okay.
And I did that quite a bit
Very nice.
on mine. Yeah.
Then you'd have to turn your PlayStation upside down or
Oh,
up
absolutely
on
on
its
its
side.
side. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Of course.
Things we had.
And those things were not built to last.
Of course, back in the day, when I was like 8 years old. So we're talking, this was way back.
Yeah.
I had an Odyssey 2, a Magnavox Odyssey 2. That was the first video game system that my parents got, and it was at the time of the crash, so
Right.
super cheap, and the games were super cheap when we bought it. So this was then after that period, and after we had an NES, I was like, you know what? I could take that Odyssey 2. I bet you I could make a computer with that.
Wow.
Because it is a computer. I was 8 years. This is 8-year-old brain saying that I could do that. So I took it apart,
Oh.
and it was like those old electronics and some where they have like glue on the inside to like prevent you from opening them. It
Okay.
had
Vaguely.
glue on the board to prevent you from opening it. Anyway, I completely ruined the Odyssey 2 that we had, but at that point we had the NES, so it wasn't really that big a deal. But I wished that I still had that Odyssey 2 from back in the day that I destroyed
You were
Because
going
I
to
thought
turn it into a computer.
because I thought I could make a computer, which
What was
8-year-old
your
brain not having it.
What was your next step once you got the case open? What was going to be your next?
I
To
didn't
turn on
have
to
a
the
next-
plan.
to flip the computer
Oh.
switch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what next step are you talking about?
I mean,
There's no next step. It's open the console up, see the little circuit
Make it a
board,
computer.
turn it into a computer.
Yeah.
Plug a keyboard in.
You've seen the Apple One, haven't you? I mean, the Apple One is nothing more than a wooden box that happens to have
That's true.
computer chips in it. Yeah.
CJ's parents would have walked on him trying to pry the back off their TV set. I just got to put these
That's
computer parts
potentially
in.
dangerous.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
indeed. All right.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
We're ending early.
goodbye,
That's all we
everyone.
got.
Bye,
Right.
everybody. What?
Well, that was
Who?
good. Now what do we do?
I think we just do the outro.
Oh crap! Are we still recording?
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna put my shirt back on.
Yeah. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters or @P1 Podcast at mastodon.social. And if you don't have any of that stuff, you can go to player1podcast.com where you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart, including a Sylpheed entry that was
Just up this week.
posted this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our so because Twitter doesn't have free use of its API anymore, it does not post that automatically to social media.
I realize that.
So anytime you you update that, you have to post it separately. No automatic posting on social anymore.
I got a big one. Give me another.
Sylpheed's great.
You bet it is.
So
I
it's
like
awesome.
Sylpheed.
I love Sylpheed.
Oh, but on our website, you'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about in this episode. And you'll find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Stitcher Radio or on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch televisions, everywhere in the internet. Typically, we record at 5:30 specific time on Sundays. But please follow our Twitter account or our Mastodon account. It's just @P1 Podcast. Mastodon.social. Or reverse
At
that.
P1 Podcast
I
at
don't know what it is.
mastodon.social. Yeah.
Is it Mastodon Social?
Mastodon.social. Yes.
Mastodon.social. To find out when we are doing our live show. But like I said, it's usually around this time. Tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ is in the market for a new Odyssey 2
Mm-hmm.
and a computer. He needs both
Right.
because he had grand plans
I had very grand plans.
and
for
they
that
did not
Odyssey
pan
2.
out the way he had hoped.
They did not.
So please help support his replace the Odyssey 2, but also get him an 80s era computer as well. Dude's having Casey Munchkin withdrawal, and only your
Damn
Patreon
right.
support can help.
That was a great game. And Pickaxe Pete. I played mostly I played Pickaxe Pete.
Pickaxe Pete was a good game.
Yeah.
It's no minor 2049er.
Was that what it was supposed to have been cloning?
I don't. Maybe not. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't remember. But
Possible.
But-
I haven't played it in 30 plus years, so I don't know.
probably been longer than that, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Thanks.
30 plus years only gets you back to the early 90s, bro.
Yeah, really.
Damn it.
Unless you were playing a lot of.
Only gets you back to your late teens.
I had already destroyed the Odyssey by
I'm
then.
trying to.
Yeah.
I know I got to get to my high school graduation, but
Yeah.
I'm doing really good at Pickaxe Pete here today. So,
Yeah.
no, your
Damn
Patreon
it.
support goes to keep our show running, all the streaming and all that stuff. So, if you want to, I'll tell you what. It's not just, we don't just take without giving, my friends. If you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode. We record it right after this. We play games, crack wise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ,
Yeah.
do we have a game?
We do have a game.
Oof.
We have a
What-
Jeopardy game from listener Donald Terrio.
Oh,
Yeah, from Nintendo World Report. So we're going to be doing that.
is
Right
it
after
like a
this.
themed game?
It is a themed game. It is all about 1998
That's a very
year-
specific.
that some call the greatest year for video games ever.
Who's that?
98 was a pretty good year.
Who's calling it that?
People do.
Okay,
we'll
we'll find out.
We'll find out how great that year really was in the after
Put
show.
this year to the test.
Yes, we will.
I mean, this was the year most of us were playing Pickaxe Pete, but this was not the year Pickaxe Pete was released.
True.
So we'll see. But yeah, please join us for that. And I'll tell you what, if you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you go to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you're
Of
a supporter
course.
of the $5 variety,
Oh, so cheap.
you get access to the Weekly Commute, which is my weekly vlog series talking about all the different projects I'm working on. Hey, that Sylpheed essay just went up, so I'm going to be starting on a new one. Also, the new episode of Generation 16 is very close to being finished.
Oh,
I finished the rough edit this week. So
nice.
I'm going through now and doing the audio. Got the very last bit of footage I needed to add to the credits yesterday, which means that game I Will for the Pioneer Laser Active is officially retired
Oh no.
from my system. Maybe I'll have to send that back to Thomas at some not Thomas.
Is that
sorry.
Steve's?
Steve Thomason.
Is that
Yeah.
Steve's game?
It is Steve's game.
I'll
He's
have to
been
let him know.
supremely kind to let me keep all the things he sent me for so long. Anyway, yeah, please consider donating to the show. Really appreciate that. It goes towards all kinds of stuff like picking up some of these super expensive Laser Active games to cover them on the show, paying for the Adobe license that I use to edit the show, and all kinds of other stuff. And thank you so much for your support.
Oh, wonderful.
There you go.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. CJ,
Yeah. Huh.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Gregory.
Yo,
Thank you as well.
thank you, Philip.
And of course, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. Remember, as always, take care of yourself, your loved one, your family, your friends. Do what you gotta do to be safe. And my goodness, my golly, continue to be lovely to each other. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye bye.
A goodbye.